Welcome YouTube. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. It's Wolfen here. We're going to go over Phasmophobia, the VR overhaul, major update version 06.00. So, some really cool things in this. I mean, I don't technically play VR right now. I've been actually waiting for this. I've had a VR for a while, but I just kept hearing people talk about that it really wasn't worth my time other than to just try it. And I was like, you know what? I know they're doing a VR overhaul. I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait until they get, do the fix. So now I'll try the VR, see how it goes, and hopefully I'll be putting out some footage on it. But we're going to go over the patch notes. We're going to start with the fixes. So we'll probably go over the VR overhaul, and then we'll go over to the meat stuff that I'm interested in right now, which is the other stuff that's not VR. But we'll go over all that stuff, so let's go on ahead and go on over. All right, welcome back. We've got an update for you. Finally, the VR update is amongst us. Rejoice. There's loads to unpack here for our VR players, as well as some little nuggets of content for everyone else. But fear not, Ghost Hunters, the custom difficulty update will be soon approaching, and it's a big one. There's also a small update coming even sooner than that. Now onto the patch notes. I cannot wait till the custom difficulty. I'm going to have a blast with that. That is just going to be so much fun. Hopefully this is going to be the one that's going to make zero sanity. I'll probably make a new will to make me have to do different stuff with the difficulty change. So I can't wait to see what is that it's going to have in store. But let us scroll down here. Let's go to the fixes first. So fixes, fixed a bug where some ghost events didn't play ghost sounds. Fixed a bug, which was kind of nice because, yeah, that kind of screwed me up a couple of times. Fixed a bug where you could sometimes grab a tent door that was not visible. Fixed a bug where some lights in the farmhouses wouldn't stop your sanity draining. Fixed a bug where the Onryo wouldn't interact correctly if you didn't get the summoning circle's cursed possession. Fixed a bug where the ghost event objective would complete when there was no ghost event. Fixed a safe spot in the Ridgeview garage. Fixed a bug where sprint stamina wasn't regenerating if you had your journal open. Fixed a bug where the journal brightness setting was higher than the main menu setting. Fixed a bug where after a hunt, the ghost audio would fade out and back in briefly. Fixed a bug where sanity pills were not being removed from your inventory if used or if you died. Okay. Fixed a bug where the missed ghost event wasn't working correctly. Fixed a bug where the ghost would not walk towards you during some ghost events. All right. I'm trying to think of this. Fixed a bug where sanity pills were not being removed from your inventory if used or if you died. Was that a bug? Okay. VR known bugs. Scroll bars in the main menu are hard to use. You will need to grab objects twice if you were not the last player to grab them. Applying settings whilst crouched to reset your height. Can't grab some cabinet doors. All right, so let's go up here to the VR changes, shall we? For all of you lovely VR players. All right, an entirely new VR system has been incorporated into Phasmophobia. This means better VR performance, smoother interactions and input, as well as fixing all bugs and issues caused by the old VR implementation. All major headsets are now officially supported, and in the future, as more are released, they should work by default. VR players will now see a small cursor when attempting to grab objects. There are two options for grabbing objects. Toggle, press a button to grab, press it again to release. Hold, requiring you to keep the button pressed down to keep hold of things. Index users, note, you can change from squeeze to grab in your Steam VR settings to replicate grabbing in other games. Equipment belt and head camera slots in the truck will now highlight when attempting to slot something into them. VR seated mode and left-handed mode have been added to the options. Height calibration has been added to the options, allowing you to align your player character model with your real-life body. New hand poses and animations have been added for better visual feedback, such as using a light switch and opening doors. You can now swap objects between your hands by grabbing. You can now simulate crouching in VR by pressing the right thumbstick trackpad. You can snap and turn 180 degrees by pressing down if snap turning is enabled. The walkie-talkie and journal are now placed on the belt to make them easier to grab and use. Improved VR throwing physics so you can now accurately throw objects. Smooth camera mode has been improved for better recording and streaming of VR gameplay. Improved character walking animations for VR players in multiplayer. New model and textures for the VR belt. And all OpenXR runtimes are now supported. Oculus, Mixed Reality Portal, etc. Due to these changes, we recommend that you revisit the in-game VR options and adjust anything necessary for the best experience. All right. Now, I'll let you guys discuss amongst yourselves on those changes, since I do not currently play VR, so I have no idea if those are good or bad. Now, hiding spots. Yeah, this is a pain. I love it. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, they've made some decent changes. I went into Willow. I still need to go into Tanglewood and Edgefield. The patch came out while I was streaming, so I got to see all the rest of the maps as far as the houses go, but I have not seen Tanglewood or Edgefield, so I don't know the changes there yet. But Willow had some really interesting changes, so we'll go over all this. Okay, so we've been keeping a watchful eye through our employee hidden cameras and which is streamers, and have found that a lot of our ghost hunters love hiding behind doors. Yeah, because I know they watch some of the big guys, and I mean we all do it, but I know some of the bigger fish. I know the devs watch, employee hidden or play with, and I've found that a lot of our ghost hunters love hiding behind doors. Hell, even we've done it. However, this has caused several major issues. Some spots are so good you can't be killed at all. That is correct. I'm not exactly sure on this one. I think you can die if the ghost is right behind you sometimes, but I might be wrong on that. Because there's been a couple of times where I've died where I really thought I was in a spot that the ghost was going to kill me at. And it was right behind me, and it killed me when I got behind the door. It negates the hiding spot blockers in higher difficulties. It neglects the initial scout of the location to find places to hide, as you can just go to the same door every time. And this I like. Because, yeah, when Nightmare first came out, one of the first things I always did was, while I was going through looking for the bone and looking for, at that time, the Ouija board, I would look to see what locker I had open, locker or closet I had open. Now, granted, at that time, I had actually stopped using the lockers and closets about a month earlier, when I knew that this patch was, when the patch that was going to, the Nightmare patch was coming out, just to get used to only using hiding spots. So I actually was already at the point of where I wasn't even using lockers and closets. Now I might actually start using them again because now they're taking away most of my hiding spots. So we'll see. While we don't want to make hiding impossible as it's a key part of the gameplay, we have made some changes to help encourage hiding in designated spots. Instead of behind doors, improved some spots that weren't working consistently and added new ones. Now some of the spots like Willow, I really need to game test this because some of these spots that they've made, I think are better than anything that we've had before. So I'm very curious if I go to some of these spots in Willow, if I even get killed. Because they made some really good blocking hiding spots. So we'll see. That'll definitely be some of the things I'll be working on tomorrow. If a spot is blocked, sometimes instead of adding objects, some spots will have items removed instead. A shelf you can hide behind no longer being there. Yeah, that is true. I've noticed a bunch of stuff on Willow was gone. The number of blocked hiding spots in all locations has been adjusted, and you will now always have a minimum number of hiding spots per difficulty. Amateur equals you have access to all your hiding spots. Intermediate 3+, professional 2+, nightmare 1+. Now I will admit that my hiding spots when I went on to Willow, I had 1, 2, 3. I had like 5, and 1, 2, maybe 3 of those were new. So yeah. Door flaps have been added to the small tents within Maple Lodge campsite. They will now work as normal hiding spots, similar to closets in the other locations. Okay, cool. Several doors, objects, and walls have been added or moved to remove several unattended safe spots. Willow Street House has received significant changes to make hiding spots much more consistent. And I will agree with that. Like, I've only played Willow once, but the hiding spots they created might be too good. I'll have to see. I have to see if I can get a ghost right on my tail and me duck in one of those hiding spots and not die. All right, new. The screens in the truck have been updated. Yes, they have. They actually look pretty kind of cool. The sound sensor has received new visuals and functionality. I knew this happened, And I totally forgot to grab sound sensors to check them. So I'll be doing that later on today. The sound sensor has received new visuals and functionalities. Sound sensors now cover a spherical area of sound instead of a thin cube, and its size has been increased. Sound sensors are now placed in the same way as candles and cameras on tables, floors, and other objects. Sound sensors are now placed in the same way as candles and cameras on tables, floors, and other objects. Sounds are now displayed more accurately when shown on the monitor in the van. Okay, see, guys were... Because motion sensors right now, I reported as broke, and they were telling me that, no, you're supposed to be able to put your motion sensors on objects like chairs and stuff. I couldn't even put motion sensors on the walls. And it was because they were saying, oh no, sound sensors are now on the walls. And I'm like, okay, you guys are confusing the hell out of me. But okay. You can now choose different options for, so I guess I'll be testing that later too. Different options for how your voice is transmitted locally. Voice activation, push to talk, on, off toggle. Global walkie-talkie transmission will always be push to talk. Obaki can now leave unique evidence on light switches, keyboards, and prison cells, which I got lucky. I did a prison, and I actually had Nobaki. Actually, it wasn't Nobaki, but I at least got a fingerprint ghost, which was nice. But yeah, so you will double fingerprint on light switches, which is cool, and 5 fingerprints on prison doors and keyboards. What you'll see instead of the one like thumbprint, now for a regular ghost, you'll see 4 fingerprints, and for an Obaki, you'll see 5. So, and it's only the fingerprints. It's not fingers. It's the fingertips. You can now cross off ghost types in the journal. This is really nice. I'm really happy with this. I've been wanting this for a little bit. Dead players can now sprint infinitely. New fingerprints have been added for light switches, keyboards, and prison cell doors. Yep. The amount of possible first and last names for ghosts have been greatly increased, and I ran into a bunch of those today. Ghosts can now knock on the patio doors. In Ridgeview, Tanglewood, I have not seen this yet, but I'm looking forward to that, because I always was wondering why we couldn't get patio doors. New sounds have been added. Yes, they have, and some are freaking creepy as hell. Added a light switch and ceiling light to the edge-filled basement. Added several colliders into trees at Maple Lodge campsite. Okay. Ghosts can now interact with keyboards to turn on desktop computers in the house maps. The soft shadows setting will now affect all lights instead of only equipment lights. The previous game's photos in the lobby are now easier to see. Added sounds to lockers. Added a light. I haven't tried this one yet. Added a light switch to the cleaning closet in Maple campsite. Added eyelashes to the player models. Added fingerprints to the toilet, stall doors in prison, asylum, and at school. I hope they do this also in campground. Updated engine for better performance, increased stability, and VR capability. So our changes. Volumetric lighting has been temporarily removed and will return with foggy weather in a later date. I want my foggy weather. Fingerprints will now be placed on the light switch instead of next to it. Okay, I thought the fingerprints. I always thought the fingerprints were on the light switch anyway. Several light switches have been moved to more intuitive positions, and that is true. I've noticed a couple of light switches that are in correct positions instead of you having to open up the door, go past the door, come back around, and turn on the light. Several assets have been moved, such as garden fences, to better align them with the environment. Several floors have had their materials changed. The parabolic microphone will now update faster, and it still didn't seem like to be working worth crap. I was in prison. I couldn't find. I went into jail cell B, and it wasn't picking up anything. I finally found it because I shut all the doors, went somewhere else, came back, and there were cell doors open. It even threw a book, and the parabolic didn't pick it up. So, audio effects have been adjusted to improve distinction of sounds between different floors. Nice. Especially since I've got a surround sound headset. Lighting has been adjusted in Ridgeview, Edgefield, and Tanglewood to improve performance. Thunder sound effects have been improved to be more dynamic during heavy rain. Improved effects for sync taps. Replace sync tap audio. I like the new sync tap audio. It actually sounds nice. Scrolling with the scroll wheel in the journal has been improved. Some spotlights have been adjusted so that they also illuminate the ceiling. Willow Kitchen, Tanglewood Garage. The computer in Tanglewood is now turned on with the keyboard instead of the screen. Placement holograms will no longer cast or receive shadows. Replaced EU plug sockets with US ones. See, I always thought some houses had US and some had EU. And I actually was cool with that. But I'm kind of actually sad that they got rid of the EU plug sockets. Locker doors now have slots you can see through. Prison doors are now, that will be fun when you see the ghost walking towards your door and you're hoping to God it doesn't throw it open. Prison doors are now much easier to slide. Yeah, I mean, I really didn't notice that much of a difference, to be honest. Sanity pills price have been reduced to 20 to accommodate for the bug and fix below. Players talking, including using the walkie-talkie, no longer give readings on the parabolic microphone and sound sensor. Reduce the polygon count of many objects, mainly the bed and niche field. Okay, so this one, what I was kind of confused on. Yeah, because right now, if you use a pill, you don't lose it in your inventory. As long as you use it. If you don't use it, you lose it if you die. So I guess now is, if you use it or you die, you're going to lose it anyway. So, okay. But there's that. So yeah, so that's the bugs. I mean, that's the fixes, that's the bugs, that's my cat sneezing in front of the mic. One of my cats. Yeah, we've all got colds in this house right now. But yeah, so I like the changes. Even for it just being a VR, I mean, mostly a VR update, they added some nice little things for the non-VR people. So I am definitely happy with that. But I hope you guys are enjoying the new patch. I am going to be doing a new series. I'm going to be revisiting a series I did a while back where I showed right before Nightmare, or actually when Nightmare came out, I did a whole series of every house showing hiding spots. And the good hiding spots and the bad hiding spots. I'm actually going to redo that series just because, yeah, we've got a lot of changes now. So I'm going to be redoing that series for every house of showing good hiding spots, bad hiding spots, and try to do some proof of concepts if I can get the ghost to cooperate. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give the video a like. If you guys are enjoying the content, please give the channel a sub. I would greatly appreciate it. But be kind, be safe, and I'll catch you all later. Bye-bye.